Hi y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Annalisa and this is Homemade Sunshine. So I have another awesome book unhaul for you guys today. If you're unfamiliar with what my book unhauls are, it is where I go through what I've read in the past, usually about a month, sometimes a little bit longer, and recommend or don't recommend some books that I've read to you guys. So these are all books that I've read in the month of March. I'm filming this a few days before March ends, but I won't be finishing another book before March ends. So I figured I'd go ahead and film this so I can get this up for you guys. So here is the book tote. It is very full. We have a lot of books to go through today. In total, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 books from this month. So let's get started. So normally I read a few different books at a time. Usually I'm working through a devotional, which I don't have a devotional in this month's grouping because I'm still working through the one that I started this month. I'm almost done, so it'll be in next month's video, but I know I'm going to recommend it. I like Daily Grace Co. Devotionals. I think they're really good. So yeah. Oh, let me get the last few that fell on the floor. Alrighty. So first we'll start off with Bellwether, which is super cute. Bellwether, Mostly Sunny with a Chance of Scattered Hissy Fits by Celia Rivenbark. Now I have read another book from her before. Oh, I wish I could remember the name. Oh, it says it right back here in the back. We're Just Like You, Only Prettier. I read that probably a year and a half ago. I didn't even realize that this was the same author when I picked this up, which I liked her first book. So this one was also really funny. It was written back in the like late 2000s, so a lot of the references are older, but it's kind of funny to like look back on and think she like tells a story talking about her daughter being into the Harry Potter craze, and I remember I was about the age of her daughter at the same time, so it's very cute. It's just like a very jokey southern book, southern novel. I will say it's not very politically correct, so if that's going to offend you, I would not read it, but it is very funny, and it's definitely encapsulates, that time period in the South, and it's very, I think it's very funny. But yeah, there are some things that you'd say, ooh, we wouldn't say that now, but it's still very cute. So I would definitely recommend this. It's just absolutely adorable. And then next, we have my collection of guidepost mysteries that I read this month, of which there are 3. These are all from the Blue Hill Library series, which I am working towards getting towards the end of it. I'll probably finish it by the end of the year, but we have The Rightful Owner, The Valentine Visitor, and Cracking the Code. So all 3 of these were super, super good. I always recommend guidepost mysteries. There's never going to be anything in there that's inappropriate or anything like that you have to worry about. All of these I got from the same thrift store forever ago, probably, for $1.98 each, which I had 20% off of that, so an even better deal than that. But these are just good. They're wholesome. They're, they keep you really engaged. I can get through one of these in like 2 days. They're just really engaging. It's about 250 pages. They're always just super entertaining. Great Christian mystery series. And then next, I would recommend this one. I also got from that same thrift store for $1.98 plus 20% off. This is A Treasury of Miracles, True Stories of God's Presence Today by Karen Kingsbury. You'll want some tissues because this one definitely is a tearjerker. It is just so good though. She was a journalist, and these are all different stories of miracles that she's heard throughout her career, and she changes some of the details in the names, she says, so as to be respectful of these people. So it's divided up into a few different categories of the different miracles. There's miracles for women, miracles for friends, adoption miracles, Christmas miracles, and then bonus content, which are 2 stories of miracles of her own. It is super sweet. You'll want to cry. It's about a little hair shy over 300 pages. This is also published by Guideposts. It's just really, I don't want to say inspiring, but it is kind of like inspiring. It's really meaningful and wonderful to hear all of these stories of like the way God has worked miracles in all of these different people's lives, and definitely through every story you realize like only God could have done these things. So it's really just super awesome, but you'll want a tissue. If you get really emotional at like Nicholas Sparks movies or dogs dying in movies, this is gonna give you a good cry. All right, so the next book that I have, this is one of my skinny chunk books that I recommend. So this is the kind of book that I'll read just like right before bed while I'm waiting for my husband to finish getting ready for bed. It's a good book that you can pick up and put down when you only have like 10 or 15 minutes to kind of read something. I bought this book for 99 cents, which is crazy because it's hardback, but at that store they had only had it for 99 cents. So this is called Let's Bring Back, an encyclopedia of forgotten yet delightful, chic, useful, curious, and otherwise commendable things from times gone by Leslie M.M. Bloom. So this is super pretty. It has a built-in little bookmark here. That's what the back looks like. So this is in small chunks, as you can see here. It's divided up alphabetically, and it's all of these different things from times gone by, or people somewhat from times gone by, that she believes we should bring back, which it's super fun. There's a few little risque things in there. I add that in basically that if your kid reads it, they might ask you some questions, but as an adult, it's nothing that's a big deal. If you're, 11-year-old picked this up, they'd be like, what is this, Mom? What does it mean when she says XYZ? So, but it's nothing that's inappropriate for adults. It is just so fun. It's a good exercise for your mind. I Googled a lot of things that I didn't necessarily know what they were, and I wanted to know what they looked like, so that was really awesome. So it's nice to just learn about different, especially just like random historical objects. There's some foods in here that people used to eat back in the day, some of which is questionable, but it's very sweet. I thought this was a great little read. This would be just so nice to, have on your nightstand when you only have a little bit of time to read, or maybe you're, sitting outside of an appointment waiting for your, husband or your kid to get their hair cut or something. So that is an excellent book. So this book I think I give it like a 50-50 recommendation. It's The Sweethearts of Soul by Evelyn Slim Lambright. It's very good. The book itself is very good. The reason I give it a 50-50 when it comes to recommending it is there is a lot of very adult graphic themes. The book itself ends well, pretty well. There's a funeral at some point. But there are some things that could be very triggering and could hurt your heart. There is some mentions of abuse and drug and alcohol addiction. So if those are things that you do not want to read about, I would opt out of this. Especially because one of the most traumatic things that happens doesn't happen until like the last 50 pages. So I gasped out loud when it came out, and it might not be something that everybody would want to read. The book itself is good, but that could be a little traumatic. It's about these sisters who used to be in a singing group in the 1960s, and they're going to be honored at some award show, and turns out they aren't talking to each other and all of these things. And so it explores a lot of good family themes and family ties, and how sometimes those family ties can get frayed and can be broken. But so it's a good tale of sisterhood. And on the sisterhood aspect, that ends nicely, but some of the other stuff doesn't end so nicely. And then my last book to recommend is The Book Charmer, which I think I got this out of our free little library in our town, because it has the sticker on it is not from a place that I bought this from. This is just super cute. It is about a fictional town near-ish to Black Mountain, North Carolina, but this is a fictional town, and it's, oh my gosh, it's just super cute. It's got a little bit of a fantastical, magical element to it, which I don't normally like that much, but it's not super crazy. It's not like they're doing, spells and things like that. But it was really cute. I cried multiple times. There is mention of dementia, so if that's something that's maybe a little sensitive to your heart, I would avoid that. There's also a character who is dealing with PTSD from being in war, so there is some mention of that. And there is a pretty, there are a few iffy things in this book. I really liked it, but I understand that this might not be for everyone. Even though the ending is good. The ending, everything pretty much resolves itself in the end. But the main character, it is about a woman who's caring for her former foster mother who has dementia, and then her daughter's child who she has passed away. So there is some, hard stuff just built in with that already. So it's very good, but just to kind of keep those things in mind if those are themes that you're not very comfortable with. So all in all, let's go back through all of the books that we got from this month, shall we? So we've got Bellwether. I would recommend, but just to be warned, there are some things that are not politically correct in there that she says that were, things that people said back then at the time. If that's not going to bother you, I think it's funny. We have Let's Bring Back, talking about all the fun things throughout history. This was super cute. I would highly recommend this. There's not too much in this that's going to be tripping you up or anything. We have Treasury of Miracles, tearjerker. Be ready to cry. But hey, sometimes you need to cry. Sometimes you need a good cry. If you need a good cry, this is it. But I never boo-hoo cried. Don't think that. I just kind of like teared up a little bit. I usually don't boo-hoo cry over a book, but this did tear me up a little bit. The 3 Blue Hill Library books. I recommend every book that I've read so far in this series. They're all great, so I'll probably continue recommending them until I get to the very end. I think I'm on book like 13 or 14, something like that. They're all on the shelf behind me. The mostly different guidepost mysteries that I have on this bookshelf. We have The Sweethearts of Soul. 50-50 recommendation. Not really sure. I don't know. Would I read it again? If I had known what was going to happen in it, would I have read it? No. So go into it with that knowledge. If I had known about the major death and assaults that were going to occur, wouldn't have read it. But that doesn't mean the book's bad. It's just I'm sensitive. I don't really like to read about certain things. And then the book Charmer. I would recommend it. It does have a few sensitive topics, but it is the characters working through them and overcoming them. So all turns out well in the end, and people are, very happy and come to good places in their lives. So those are my books I have to recommend to you for this month. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you maybe get some good inspiration for some books that you might want to find yourself. It's always nice to get outside this time of year with a book and maybe some sweet tea if you're in the South, and just sit, listen to the birds, watch the rabbits go around. But I will show you guys another haul next month of the other things that I've read. I know in the last video I mentioned that I usually put stuff in the little library or give them to my mom. So some of these books are going to go to my mom, but some of them this time I found in Knoxville, which we're a good drive from going over there. There is a store that buys used books, and I've gone there now. I've gone once to go look for a few Blue Hill or some other guidepost mysteries. So I've actually got a big laundry basket full of books. I decluttered some books recently, and so some of the books that are not going to my mom are going to go in there, and they're going to go to see if I can make a little bit of money back, or at least get some store credit to get some other books. So I hope you enjoyed this video and that you'll leave a comment and subscribe. Let me know if you've ever read any of the guidepost mysteries. I want to find some other guidepost mystery lovers out there, people that also really enjoy it. Because I know it can't just be me. So I hope you guys have an awesome day, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye!